In calculus, we often need to understand how different quantities change in relation to one another over time. Imagine a massive conical reservoir being drained. As the volume of water decreases, the height of the water level also drops, but not at a constant rate. Today, we will learn how to use derivatives to link these changing variables and solve complex real-world problems. Related rates aren't just for textbooks. Engineers use these calculations to prevent overflows in chemical plants, manage city water supplies, and design fuel delivery systems. Understanding the relationship between volume, radius, and height allows us to predict system behavior precisely when manual measurement is impossible or dangerous. Our specific goal for this lesson is to determine the rate at which the water level is falling, the change in height over time, given a constant rate of drainage. By the end of this video, you will be able to set up the geometric relationship and differentiate it with respect to time to find the exact answer. Before we dive in, remember the chain rule. Since we are differentiating with respect to time, t, any variable like h or d must be treated as a function of time. When you take the derivative of height cubed, you don't just get 3h squared, you must multiply by a dh over dt. This is the core mechanic of related rates. Let's define our variables clearly. V is the volume of water in the tank, r is the radius of the water's surface, and h is the depth of the water. Because the tank is draining, all three of these values are changing as time passes. We represent their rates of change as the derivatives dv dt, dr dt, and dh dt. Here is our challenge: a conical tank has a height of 10 meters and a top radius of 4 meters. Water is being pumped out at a constant rate of 2 cubic meters per minute. We need to find exactly how fast the water level is dropping at the moment when the water is exactly 5 meters deep. The biggest hurdle in cone problems is having two variables, r and h. We can use similar triangles to relate them. The ratio of the water's radius to its height is the same as the ratio of the tank's radius to its height. Here, r over h equals 4 over 10. Solving for r, we get r equals 0 for h. Now we substitute our expression for r back into the volume formula. By replacing r with 0 for h, or 2/5 h, we eliminate r entirely. The volume is now expressed purely in terms of h. This simplification is crucial because it leaves us with only one independent variable to differentiate. Next, we differentiate both sides with respect to time t. The derivative of a v is dv over dt. On the right side, we use the power rule on h cubed, which gives us 3h squared, and we apply the chain rule by attaching the dh over dt. After simplifying the constants, we have a clean equation relating our two rates. Now we plug in our known values. Since the water is draining, dv over dt is -2. We are interested in the moment when h equals 5. Notice how the math simplifies beautifully. 5 squared is 25, which cancels out the denominator in our fraction, leaving us with a very manageable equation to solve. Finally, we isolate dh over dt. Dividing -2 by 4 pi gives us -1 over 2 pi. Numerically, this is approximately -0.159 meters per minute. The negative sign confirms that the water level is decreasing, which matches our physical intuition of a draining tank. Let's try another scenario to solidify the concept. Suppose the same tank is now being filled at a rate of 3 cubic meters per minute. We want to find the rate of change of the height when the water is only 2 meters deep. The process remains the same, but our input values change. We use the same differentiated formula from before. This time, dv over dt is +3 because the volume is increasing. We substitute h equals 2. This gives us 3 equals for 25 times pi times 4, multiplied by a dh over a dt. The geometry of the tank hasn't changed, so our relationship between r and h stays the same. Solving for the dh over dt, we multiply 3 by 25 and divide by 16 pi. This results in approximately 1.49 meters per minute. Notice that when the water level is lower, the height increases much faster for the same change in volume because the cone is narrower at the bottom. Why is the rate of height change not constant? Look at the shape of the cone. Near the bottom, The cross-sectional area is small, so a little bit of water goes a long way in raising the height. Near the top, the area is much larger, requiring more volume to raise the level by the same amount. What if we wanted to find how fast the radius of the water surface is changing? Since we have the relationship I equals 0.4h, we can simply differentiate that as well. dr over dt is just 0.4 times dh over dt. Related rates allow us to find the change in any dimension once we have the primary rate. Be careful with the orientation of the cone. If the cone is inverted with the point at the top, the similar triangle's relationship changes. You would be calculating the volume of the empty space at the top and subtracting it from the total volume. Always draw a diagram to confirm your geometry before starting the calculus. In more advanced problems, the rate of drainage itself might change over time, perhaps due to decreasing water pressure. In these cases, dV over dt is a function of st rather than a constant. You would simply substitute the specific value of dV over dt for the time st you are interested in. Always keep an eye on your units. If the volume is in liters but the dimensions are in meters, you must convert them to a consistent system before calculating. A common error is mixing units, which leads to answers that are off by factors of 10, 100, or 1,000. The most common mistake in related rates is plugging in the specific values, like h equals 5, before taking the derivative. If you plug in 5 early, the height becomes a constant, and its derivative becomes 0. You must keep the variables as letters until after the differentiation step is complete. Another frequent error is forgetting the sign of the rate. If water is leaving the tank, dV over dt must be negative. If you use a positive value for a draining tank, your finals dH over dt will suggest the water level is rising, which is a clear sign that a sign error has occurred. Never forget that dt are at the bottom. Since we are differentiating with respect to time, every variable that changes over time needs its own derivative term. Forgetting that a dH over dt term is like trying to drive a car without a steering wheel. You have the power, but you aren't going anywhere. To summarize, follow these 4 steps for every related rates problem. First, draw a diagram and label your variables. Second, find a static equation that relates those variables, like the volume formula. Third, differentiate that equation with respect to time using the chain rule. Fourth, plug in your known values and solve for the unknown rate. The key takeaway is that rates are linked through geometry. In a cone, the relationship between radius and height allows us to simplify the volume formula. Remember that the rate of change of the height depends on the current height. The lower the water, the faster the level changes for a constant volume flow. Let's test your knowledge with a quick question. If a tank has a top radius of 5 and a total height of 15, what is the expression for the radius r in terms of the height h? Think about the ratio of radius to height we discussed in the similar triangle step. The correct answer is B, r equals h over 3. Since 5 divided by 15 simplifies to 1/3, the radius will always be 1/3 of the current height. Using this substitution, you can now solve any related rates problem for this specific tank. Great job following along today. You now have the tools to tackle one of the most challenging topics in introductory calculus. By breaking down the geometry and applying the chain rules systematically, you can solve any related rates problem that comes your way. Keep practicing, and soon these steps will become second nature. Generated by Vision Solve AI.